Welcome to this edition of Richmond Tourism Talk. I'm with Philip Seifert. Philip, tell us where we are today.
Today you've come into the artifact room of the Battle of Richmond Visitor Center. And in our room, we also have the Kentuckians in the Civil War exhibit, which are portraits of well-known Civil War generals that are native Kentuckians. And they're not that much different than you and I are. Most of them are in their 30s when they served during the Civil War, and they have had a significant impact on the battles and the Civil War in general. The first person we want to show you is a fellow by the name of John Buford, who is from Versailles, Kentucky, and his men were the ones that fired the first shots at the Battle of Gettysburg. He was stationed on Seminary Ridge. Unfortunately, there's not a lot known about him after the battle because he catches disease and passes away 6 months later. But if you've ever seen the movie Gettysburg, Sam Elliott plays John Buford, and he's from Versailles. Another person that we have that's rather unique for here is this gentleman here, John Bell Hood. He's from Bath County, and the home that he was born in is still standing. He is a very well-known Civil War general. He was at the Battle of Gettysburg, the Battle of Chickamauga, the Battle of Franklin, Tennessee. Unfortunately, he loses the use of one arm and one leg during the war, so he's hobbling around at the end. He goes on and moves to New Orleans, has about 10 children, and passes away in a yellow fever epidemic in 1879. The fellow right behind Miss Buford here is Robert Anderson. Now, Robert Anderson is from Louisville. He's a career military man, but he is in command of Fort Sumter when the Confederates attacked Fort Sumter in 1861. And he, has to surrender the fort, and he becomes a national hero over this. I don't understand how you'd be a national hero when you surrender a fort, but he traveled around and did a lot of recruiting, and so he's a native Kentuckian. So just from up here at Louisville. Another interesting character we've got.
We're going to keep moving.
This fellow right here, Albert Sidney Johnston. He is in Washington, Kentucky, just outside of Maysville. He is a career military man, and he is in command of all of the Confederate forces in the western part of the United States, meaning Tennessee and Mississippi and that area at the time of the Civil War. And he is killed at the Battle of Shiloh in April of 1862. And to this day, he is still the highest ranking American military officer ever killed in battle there in Shiloh, Tennessee. So, how's that?
I think it's excellent. And you guys are so knowledgeable, and we're so fortunate to have this home here in Madison County. Give us some general information on if someone wants to come to the house to see, you give them a tour. Give us some hours and tell us where they can find
We're open all winter. We're open 10 to 4 Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Saturdays. It's kind of a self-guided tour, but we love visitors, and if you have a question, we try to find the answer for you. And we're at the intersection of 421 and 25 between Richmond and Berea. As soon as you turn on 421, look to your left, and we're an old home, sits off the road about 50 yards, has a big American flag out front, and you're coming into a home that was here at the time that the Battle of Richmond was fought. Served as a hospital and as federal headquarters until those Confederates pushed them back to Richmond.
Right.
So.
All right, Phil, there's a movie out right now that's very popular, getting a lot of Oscar buzz. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, too.
That's fine. We all know that President Lincoln was from Kentucky, about 75 miles from Richmond, in a little town called Hodgenville. And we'll go over and see our Lincoln exhibit and also another little exhibit we have with him. So.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about Lincoln a little bit.
Abraham Lincoln is born in Kentucky. He is our 16th president. He's born near Hodgenville. You can go and see at least part of the cabin that he was born in there. And a lot of people have a lot of talk about the new movie about Lincoln. It is a very good movie. It is a little long, but it moves fast. So, and here on the mezzanine area of the Battle of Richmond Visitor Center, not only is Lincoln from Kentucky, but also the Confederate President Jefferson Davis. He is born near Bowling Green, a little town called Fairview, and there is a state monument there to him. And also at this area, we have Verena Davis, Jefferson Davis's second wife, and then we also have a small portrait of Sarah Knox Taylor Davis, who is President Zachary Taylor's daughter, and that Jefferson Davis married. And then on behind with Lincoln, of course, we have Mary Todd. who is from Lexington, and her home is there that you can tour in this area. And so we have a lot of Civil War history right in your own backyard. And it's a lot of fun. And you know, I encourage you to visit these places while you're here in the Richmond and Madison County area, and come out and see us, because we have more fun here than the law allows.
I do want to ask you one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
We will be back later on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a quick update. Just give us some items that will be happening with you guys this season.
In early May, we'll be having our Living History Days for school kids, where we have almost 1,500 school kids from 5 counties come here to Battlefield Park just down the road, and they learn about the Civil War. They learn about the soldiers. They learn how to make butter. They learn how to make biscuits over a campfire. They can play Civil War baseball, visit with President Lincoln, visit with General Grant, and it's just a great day for the kids. And then later on in August, we'll be having our annual Civil War reenactment at the end, toward the end of August, and we'll be doing another show on that when we're all in our nice uniforms and things like that. That's a lot of fun. So,
hot but fun.
Hot but fun. So.
Great. Well, Philip, thank you so much for allowing us in this beautiful home, and we'll be right back with more Richmond Tourism Talk.